What's up, YouTube? It's Mr. Cream, and today we'll be reacting to Fishing is the Worst by Papa Meat. So, I'm not gonna give it a like. I already gave it a like. Because his comments already goated. So, before you even watch this video, so here we go. Let's lock in here.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come on and sit down because today we're going to be talking about fishing. When the hustle and bustle of everyday life has you stressed out, there's nothing quite as relaxing as a fishing trip with the boys, with the fellas, right? Which I've been trying to get the team to go fishing forever because it's been stressed, but Nick doesn't want to go.
I'm scared. Fish scare me.
They're kind of scary, aren't they? Put up a picture of a fish.
You ever had to gut a fish while they're alive?
I never feel good about it.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. I in any of the hunting or fishing, I never ever actually liked doing any. I didn't like killing any of them.
Sad.
It is. Even for hunting, I remember my dad would take me hunting and I'd intentionally shoot over the deer.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah, you told me
Or
this.
sometimes I just wish I would have it in my sights and I just do bang. And that's it.
You should have pointed the gun at your dad.
Yeah. Sorry, Dad. Hunter, Jesus Christ! You're the deer now. What if you could probably get away with that, right? You shoot your dad, bury him in the woods. I don't know where Dad went. He ran off with a tall Puerto Rican woman. He ran off with a tall Puerto Rican woman. Mommy said that he wasn't even sorry. I guess we shouldn't look for him.
I would shoot him and be like, "Oh my God, it was an accident. He got in front of me like."
Oh, so you're like
Dick Cheney.
you're like, sorry, Daddy. Boom, and then you run off and you're just like, he was showing me how to do it. And he walked in front of the gun and I accidentally shot it.
How are you gonna? Is anyone gonna know? It's you and the deers.
Tree cam.
3 cam.
Or like the trail
Jury
cams.
cam, they're like
You see
crazy.
deers in night vision. And then all of a sudden you see you standing there just point blank shooting your dad and you're like dancing over him stuff.
I will say the
Wow.
only way that works is a one and done. You better not miss. Because
Oh,
if you got a double tap, they're gonna be like, "Why is there?"
Yeah. There are people out there that claim fishing is one of the most
I know, you
boring
gotta
and
hit a
uneventful
headshot.
ways to spend your time. So it's hard for them to understand how people within the community live every day looking forward to their next cast. But it's true! Across... But it's true!
so
Fishing enthusiasts are some of the most passionate hobbyists out
So
there,
enthusiastic.
only second to
Holy.
those in the competitive scene. Fishing can be done in all sorts of ways, from the typical setup most of you have likely tried to much more extreme and life-threatening variations like dynamite fishing. So today, let's take a look at how dedicated and hardcore the
Dynamite
fishing
fishing?
community really is.
We should do that. Dynamite fishing.
I have.
Have you?
That's
Oh
crazy.
shit.
I would say that it's not as uncommon. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's stupid. You shouldn't do it. But, you know, I would say if you're from the South, Midwest region, whatever, a lot of these things are a lot more normal than you would expect. Or whenever people are like, you did what? You fished with dynamite? You're like, yeah.
I've seen too many videos of people losing their hands with explosives.
Dude, the
I'm
amount
now-
of the amount of even fireworks now.
Yeah.
The amount of videos I've seen of a guy like holding something and you like literally see his hand, it's like all falling off.
It's crazy.
What's crazy is they don't react really.
No.
They do.
They're in shock.
I know.
Oh, shit.
JPP in the NFL.
The worst one I've seen was these kids put like an M80 in a glass bottle.
Why would you do it?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Just rip them to shreds.
Yeah, for shrapnel. Well, I mean, I think it's always that pause. Oh my God!
You got the slight, it's the bang, absolute sides, then yeah, no, I know what you mean. Nick, let me ask you this. This is a fishing video. If you were a fish, which fish would you be? I already know the fish I'd be.
Be a trout.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Really?
I was gonna say a rainbow trout.
Rainbow trout.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. I would be one of those that like yellow. I think it's called a tang. That yellow tang, just pure yellow tang with the black eye. That would be me personally. But you know what I'm saying?
Rainbow trout brothers.
Yes.
We're gay. Fishing isn't just some kind of boom boomer sport. In fact, younger and younger generations are flocking to it. It could be due to the influx of fishing content that has hit short-form platforms, making it easier to see the highlights the sport has to offer, working as an approachable guide to entering the hobby. It's a way to separate yourself from the busy world and spend time with friends or even just yourself while enjoying nature and the potential of catching something impressive. I think it's the same thing. People, younger generations, are going in droves to fishing the same way that I see a lot of younger people also crocheting again.
Oh, yeah.
It's going back to a traditional thing where you have an actual, like you're working towards something. It's the same thing with like when catching fish. If you're doing it of like even catch and release, it's the satisfaction of being like of the ritual, or even catching something and eating it for dinner that night. Or so. I think people are coming back to a more traditional way of wanting to, at least a younger generation. I've been saying, just crocheting. Crazy. The amount of crocheters I see now.
I've tried catch and release.
Audiobooks.
It just always kills the fish when they rip the hook out.
On my phone and listen to him.
You're just tearing it all the way down its belly.
Sorry, fishy.
It's stuck back there.
That'd be fun. But it's like so boring.
And then you throw it back in and it just floats.
Here, come on camera and then float the way you said that this poor rainbow trout's floating.
He's floating like this. Hold on. He's just going.
You alive? That's you.
Yeah.
You alive down there, buddy?
Come on, buddy.
Exactly. He hasn't had the water in his gills yet.
Yeah.
Come on, buddy. Get down there.
It's kind of like me and the hamster.
Oh.
Did I tell his hamster story?
Did you kill your hamster?
I think so. Or he was overheating.
No.
I like to believe he was overheating, and I just put the final nail in the coffin. But I had a mean hamster and a nice hamster, and I took the nice hamster out, and I tried putting him in his little ball, and I think I dropped him in, and he landed on his back, and I was like, oh no, scooped him out, put him back in his little hamster hotel, and he wasn't moving. So I tried to wake him up by pushing him down the slide. And he just pathetically went down.
Oh my gosh, Nick!
And I was like, "Uh-oh." So
are you saying that you spiked the hamster into a ball on the ground? That's where he's not moving. Come on, Mr. Whiskers, wake up!
We had like a Siberian hamster, most evil thing. You put your hand in there, just jack and stick to it. And you have to. I don't know what I mean.
He's fighting for his life in there, Nick. It's overheating. You guys put him right by the fucking window. He's boiling alive.
Well, it was my brother's, but I actually did have a Siberian hamster. I'm pretty sure it's Siberian. And, I mean, it wasn't aggressive, but it did, when you stick your hand there, it would stick to you. It would, like, climb on you, and you have to pull it off. But it was nice. It wasn't aggressive.
Plastic box, carcinogens floating all around him.
I'm surprised the Siberian hamster didn't die, because he bit my finger, and I went and flew that sucker.
You fucking threw that slingshot that motherfucker around the room, didn't you? Yeah, I hit the ceiling fan and everything. Get shot around the room.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
This video is sponsored by Helix Sleep. Not only is it important you get your rest, and nothing feels as good as waking up on a mattress. Thank you, Helix Sleep, for sponsoring the video. Now back to the video.
It's clear that fishing brands want to cater to younger generations, as fishing merchandise have evolved from the boomer dad "fish fear me" aesthetic, which I think is wrong. That's the wrong. We need to stay in that realm.
Exactly.
Now, several brands will team up with IPs like Hatsune Miku, Evangelion, and One Piece to make things like glow-in-the-dark fishing rods or heavily themed accessories. One Piece won't make sense to me. It's a ocean.
Oh yeah.
Why not? Like, why would you not? There's fish all the time in that show.
They cook fish. Sanji cooks everybody fish.
If it's Ava though, it should be the hand
with the bait in it.
Yeah, it's the bait and lure. I'm so fucked up. However, some still gladly go on shops like Etsy to buy insanely raunchy fishing shirts that read things like, and I quote, "I like it when she bends over, and I love it when she tugs on my worm and swallows." It's a pretty sweet shirt.
Wow.
We should get that shirt. Or branded shirts for made-up charter companies called Mike Litterus. To get a glimpse at just how far the love of fishing can go, look no further than the competitive fishing scene. Typically, a fishing competition is when multiple people fish in the same area under a set amount of time. The one who captures the more impressive fish under specific scoring criteria wins. But, like with any sport, there are competitors that will do anything to win. Even the fishing scene, there are cheaters, which let me tell you something. This is one of the main reasons I wanted to make this video, is because I got down the fucking rabbit hole of people catching other people cheating in competitive fishing. Gold mine. Gold mine. There's weights and fish!
Okay.
When you hear that, it's like it's like...
Okay. I have a question. So when it's like that, and it's like the competition of like the heaviest fish, I've seen those. Is there like a really good skill? Or is it a lot of luck? Like, I do believe there's skill in fishing. Okay, I do. I don't think it's just pulling the hook in the water, and you do have for the better fish. You do have to use some talent, somewhat, but in that type of thing, where it's just like two good people who are good at fishing and get with each other, how do you like get the bigger fish? Like, is it just like, oh, I'm just that much better than you, or is it just like mostly luck at that point? Because it's like, like I said, I don't know much about fishing at all, but like how, like I would love to hear from someone that actually knows fishing, because like I just don't understand how you'd be able to have that skill to say, oh, I caught a heavier bass than you. Like, what makes you? What's the skill level that can get you? Oh, a heavier bass or a bigger bass than your opponent. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder if he's gonna answer it in here, but I don't know.
Like a fucking. That's how I feel every time.
It makes sense. Like, is there thousands of dollars online?
Oh, dude, yeah. You'll see. I'm sure we'll talk about it here, but over in Guernsey, in the Ballywick Bass Club competition, was hosted in 2012 and held a 800-pound prize. Matthew Andrew Clark had no interest in losing the payout, so he devised an elaborate plan. He snuck off to a local aquarium in St. Peter's Port to scope out a fish that was big enough to win the competition. After spotting a 13-pound bass, he reached in and stole it from its home of over 15 years. And during the competition, he pretended to fish like his life depended on it before yanking out the stolen bass. Matthew won the competition, proudly posing for photos with a shit-eating grin on his face. And what he didn't count on was another competitor somehow recognized the fish after visiting the same aquarium. Wow. He informed the police, and Matthew denied committing the crime as long as he could before he was at the end of his rope. He was put on probation and sentenced to 100 hours of community service, which I gotta say,
that's crazy.
Very sad. Poor fish. Where are we going? Club.
Club. You think if he just put it back, though, there'd be no crime? If he was just like, well, I guess he's out of the water. He might be dead.
That's a bold crime to actually do, especially a big fisher. Of course those motherfuckers are going to an aquarium.
How do you spot that? How do you know it's like, goddamn, there's fucking Jeff from the aquarium?
I mean, a 13-pound fish is huge. That's crazy. To where you probably are like, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Or all those fishermen going up there and being like, fantasizing, man, what I wouldn't do. What I wouldn't give to catch something as big as you. Come on now.
You think there's like some fishophiles out there?
Grab the hook. Oh, dude, yeah. I'm pretty sure there was a book out there written by a guy who had sex with a dolphin. He said he had a relationship with a dolphin.
You think people put like, you know, like little peanut butter on their tip and just plop it
probably
like on the surface of the water, waiting for a little.
Yeah, you just.
Wow.
Anyone ever do that before? That'd be a weird experiment, right? You went out in the water and had trout nibbling at your cock for a bit. This was a smaller event with a menial prize, so Clark's punishment wasn't nearly as drastic as it could have been.
Crazy.
However, this is child's play compared to how cheating is handled at a more prestigious event. Over in Cleveland, Ohio, the 2022 Lake Erie Walleye Trail held a big fishing tournament. Unlike the last event we mentioned, people were paying hundreds of dollars to enter one of their multiple events, and the prize money of the line was far greater.
Wow.
Look at the dollar amount here. Ooh. Not just that, but official events like this pave the way to brand sponsorships and other benefits, so competitors take the circuit very, very seriously. It not only is the prize money, but it's also a potential professional fishing career that you could have. The goal was to catch 5 of the heaviest walleye fish possible, with the highest weight to beat after the contest ended being nearly 17 pounds. Wow. Somehow, the team consisting of 43-year-old Jacob Runyon and 36-year-old Chase Komsky dominated the competition with a total weigh-in of around 34 pounds of walleye fish. They were crowned the winners, but people were heavily suspicious about the turnout, especially because they'd already been under suspicion of cheating doing consistently well in previous years' events, right? No one could be that hot forever, right? As complaints started to swarm event officials, tournament director Jason Fisher, good name for that, decided to put things to rest by slicing open the fish and checking inside to confirm their weight was natural. In a now viral video, Fisher opens up one to immediately find lead weights and fish fillets pouring out of them, and he screams, "We got weights and fish!
We got weights and fish!"
And all at once, a crowd descended upon them, screaming and cursing him out as Jacob is seen standing in stunned silence.
Get the out of here!
Let me tell you, the first time I watched this video, it's so hyped. I didn't know what was going on really at first, but it's I mean, it's like finding out that the guy that they're screaming at has like kidnapped a child. He's like, she's over here, you know, that kind of thing. It's insane. Jacob and Chase's $28,000 worth of prizes were quickly denied. I mean, 30 grand.
I'd be pissed too.
Which I would be fucking pissed for too. And also, how many times have they gotten away with it? To where now there's like word of mouth kicking around.
Oh, I'd take every prize they won.
Oh yeah.
Just like Magic. Yu Yu Watanabe.
Yu Yu Watanabe style.
Yeah, do the same thing.
Fortunately for them, Fisher was a police sergeant and was able to get them to leave before they were torn apart by the mob. Everything was turned over as evidence, and the processing investigation led to their fishing licenses being suspended and a $2,500 fine, and the $130,000 boat they used in the event being seized. They're now the laughingstock of the pro fishing world. 130 grand fishing boat gone. Was it worth it?
Yeah.
Fishing is such a fixation for some people that it makes companionship hard to maintain, especially if you haven't found a fish-loving partner. That's why across many fishing communities online, you'll find frequent posts about dating and relationships. I didn't know this is where we were going with this. Some of the biggest posts of them consist of men showing off the big fish they got despite being dumped by the love of their lives that same day. I mean, how could you leave me when I just caught this? I mean, like, seriously, Rebecca, just fucking leave if that's the case.
I like how this guy zip tied his wedding ring to the fish's tail.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
What is the point of that?
Yeah, I don't know.
The fish is clearly dead on the sidewalk here. What if this is outside of his house? That's his wife's ring.
Yeah.
Fucking keep it.
Keep it, bitch. Oh, maybe that's what he did, threw the fish in. Here!
Yeah, exactly. Fucking take it! Some men will get much more theatric, like Captain Jason Rose, who had been divorced after a near 10-year marriage. Eventually, he wanted to get rid of his wedding band while also expressing a stern fuck you to the woman who never supported his fishing hobby. He zip-tied the ring around the tail of a steelhead trout and threw it back into the water, where it was eventually caught by a man named Jim Nelligan while fishing in the Lake Michigan, turning the event into a public news story. Oh, so okay, so the guy who with the photo we just saw, that's the guy who caught it. He's like, "What the hell is this?" And then the guy showed up with took off his hat. Sir, you just found my wedding ring. Some avid anglers can't even be bothered to attend a wedding. One woman rants online about how her father was so dead set on his fishing tournament that he chose to go to that over her own wedding, despite it being scheduled over a year.
That is unreal.
Kind of rules, actually. Well, exactly. Look, you know what, darling, you look beautiful, but I have got to get out there.
That's just a guy who doesn't want to go to the wedding.
Do you fucking blame him? When have you ever been to a fun wedding, actually? I mean, if you are not the bride or groom, you're not having a good time.
Well, you get some pussy there from the bridesmaids.
A little wedding crasher meme?
Well, that's fun.
Have you done that? You've never gotten pussy at a wedding, have you?
I've gotten made fun of by the... Harry and our buddy Joey were dancing. I forgot I said something, and they totally dissed me. They're just like, I forget. But they embarrassed me, and I just sulked back to my table.
What a colorful story.
Out of nowhere, dude. This is fishing video.
Thank you. Thanks for pretending to walk like a chimp, like I stole back to my table. To make matters worse, the tournament wouldn't even begin until a week after the wedding. He just wanted to get there a week early. Well, you gotta get there early. I mean, come on, I gotta get my spot. It's for camping.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm still on his side.
Even more crazy.
It's a lot to prepare for, you know.
I have to emotionally prepare for it. Got to get out there. Got to feel the water. You're probably doing a couple practice rounds.
See, I would say, honey, I don't want to... Or, sweetie, I don't want to show up for the wedding, but I'll support you on this honeymoon. That's where the real fun's at.
Do you think he did that so you didn't have to front the bill?
Oh.
Because isn't it the wife's dad's responsibility to pay for the wedding? Kind of fucked up tradition is that, too. You know what I mean?
Well, because the man provides, you know, so it's like the woman's got to offer something.
Oh my God. What is wrong with you today?
What?
First off, the woman's got to provide. You're talking about her dad.
Yeah.
Her dad's paying for it.
It's like it's a dowry. It's got to be like, basically, this is old tradition. It's a thing of like, you're accepting this woman into your family.
If you're taking my little daughter away from me and giving her a new last name, you're paying for the fucking wedding. Hey, cha-ching. There it is. Put it on your card, dude. She's not mine anymore, apparently.
The dowry is like, you know, you're about to take on this heavy burden of this woman who will not do anything.
My daughter, and she is a big old girl. No, I'll get the bill because you have got your hands full. She's like, thank you, Paul. You look beautiful today. Now I'm going to get the hell out of here. You guys have fun. When it comes to dating, women claim that one of the biggest turnoffs ever is guys
The
posting
sad
pictures
thing
holding
is,
the fish
that's
they've caught.
kind
In
of
fact,
accurate.
a survey consisting of 2,200 adult dating app users from the UK revealed that this type of photo was one of the quickest things that made them swipe left, only next to the men posting photos of themselves with their ex-partners cropped out of them. That is very lazy, isn't it? God damn, I look good in that. Just
Yeah.
put that in. It's weird about the UK. I would expect UK women to be like, I like that, because they like fish and chips. Oh, that's nice. I'll take a baked potato with tuna. Wouldn't you expect a British girl to like a fisherman, though?
Oh, I think fishermen are notoriously abusive.
Where are you getting this from? You brought up domestic abuse
What are you talking
so much. For what? For what reason? Is there actually anything that's backing that up? Or is that
It's the stereotype of they get drunk, you know, they go out fishing, they come home and beat their wife, and daddy's little girl doesn't like seeing that, so they want to marry a different man.
I've never heard of that.
Daddy's little girl?
I've
Wow. For people angered by this, you'll be happy to know that there are plenty of dating apps catering specifically to the fishing community. There are platforms like Fair Game for fishers and hunters, and even offshoots like Fly Lords that cater to fly fishers. You would assume, right? You would assume there's got to be a dating market for everything. Is there like a dating app for every subsect now? Because remember back in the day, the big ones were like when it was it Christian Mingle and then Farmers Only, whatever. Those are the two ones I remember had like broadcast television where you're like, what?
There's literally like a dating website called like FetLife or something, and it's for fetishes. So then you like.
I would imagine that would be because then it's just easier to like, let's just cut to the chase.
Exactly.
Let me ask you this: as someone who's still in the active dating scene and stuff, does these dating websites do they have things now where there's categories? Like I'd almost expect these dating websites like Tinder or like Facebook Dating or whatever to have a thing where it's like, okay, it's this, and you literally it's like a spreadsheet thing of like you're a fucking Christian furry. Whatever, and it puts you in this category or like a certain box, or is it still just free for all?
It's free for all. The biggest one is just interest. It'll like there's filters on some of the apps, but you have to pay for them. But it tries to match you up like if you like reading or going to museums or art, it'll be like this person likes these same things.
Oh, so it's just it's basically saying like what your checklist is versus your their checklist and comparing them.
Because these apps are still conventional dating, where it's just like a lot of these specific ones feel like fetish ones, where it's like.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Even like Farmers Only, or even like the fishing ones. You think that's like a fetish website?
I think it's trying to. Maybe I mean, if that's like the specific type.
If you are only ever interested in a fishing person, is it not nice to just be like, I'm on this website with someone who's like-minded? The same way I was saying though, where it's like if you could break down your experience to just being like, I literally only want
this,
a furry person. Or whatever.
There's furries only.
There probably is. There probably is something like that. But I'm just saying, like, if you had it to where it was like Facebook Dating or Tinder, I'm surprised they haven't done that to where it's like it just literally mitigates your experience. But then I guess it's not as evergreen.
Yeah.
And they're not making as much money if you're not like if you run out of swipes, what's the point? Yeah. When most people decide to go fishing, they'll pick up a regular rod and reel. For some anglers, however, that is simply not intense enough. Many likely aren't aware of how much variety there is in the world of fishing gear. Ice fishing is a massive wintertime sport that has lots of anglers participate in it every year. All you have to do is go to a lake, drill a hole in some ice, and get fishing, right? You just drop the lure down and just wait. In some instances, people will sit out in a chair or bucket in the elements, but others go above and beyond, bringing massive lodges onto the lakes. Typically, ice fishing huts are basically tents, but these pale in comparison to some of the more luxurious fishing huts on the market. If you wanted, there are rentable houses with heat, indoor bathrooms, and bunk beds, full kitchens, and Wi-Fi. This way, you could practically live out on the lake and be ice fishing all day. I would be horrified that it would break and I would be singing.
Oh yeah.
I've seen someone they cut a hole in their car to go ice fishing, and they just got a little like cork they pop out.
That's pretty sweet, actually. These lake benches
have
have holes in the floor that allow you to remove the cover and fish at any time of day. Larger huts are usually found far north because the ice is much thicker there. Otherwise, they'd fall straight through and you'd fucking drown or it'd just destroy it. That's no good. Falling through the ice is the biggest fear of any ice fisherman. In fact, it's more common than you think. Some people don't check the ice reports before heading out and drive their 2-ton truck onto the ice, only for it to break through and sink to the bottom of the goddamn lake. Happens to the best of us.
Wow.
Another fall risk occurs when too many fishermen cut through the ice at once, causing it to break apart and send everyone into the lake. I would say overall, ice fishing is generally accepted everywhere it gets cold enough, but some cities ban fishermen from going on the ice at all. In Hudson, Ohio, the mayor was laughed out for his ridiculous reason for not allowing ice fishing. He claimed that allowing ice fishermen would lead to homeless people putting ice shanties on the lake. Basically, he said that the homeless would. The homeless would.
Prostitution.
I don't want people fucking out on the lake with homeless people. We don't want to get the sheriff. We just stop. If freezing out on a lake and using a reel doesn't interest you, lots of anglers use more interesting methods to capture their prey. Bow fishing is an extremely popular form of fishing. You use a regular composite bow, except the arrows are attached to a string that is retracted by a reel. The boats bow fishers use are much different as well. They're practically warships on lakes. The biggest difference is a massive elevated shooting deck that gives the fishermen an advantage when shooting into the water. Many anglers choose to bow fish at night by using massive LED lights just below the shooting deck to illuminate the fish in the water, making them easier targets. Which to me, I'm like, you know what? What the fuck's the fun in that? To be fair though, if it's for actually eating, then I mean,
that's true.
What are we doing? I need to get food. But if it's something for recreational use, turn the fucking light off, dude. You already have a fucking crossbow you're shooting into the water, you know? While fishing is generally pretty regulated in the U.S., plenty of fishermen still bring firearms out into the water and turn their catches into red paste.
That's crazy awesome.
Come on, where do you think we're at? In Wisconsin, the DNR was struggling to prevent people from blasting fish out of the sky, so they passed a law making it illegal for fishermen to even carry a gun. This law was recently repealed, but after doing so, they had to beg people to stop shooting fish. Please, stop! Another illegal form of fishing is blast fishing, otherwise known as dynamite fishing. Yeah. This form of fishing is banned worldwide because of the damage it does to the ecosystems. Also, out of every 10 fish you blast, you might catch 5 and leave the other 5 basically vaporized. And also, people blow up.
That's probably the biggest one.
I'm telling you, people, the amount of hands I've just seen get eviscerated online is unbelievable.
Also, dynamite? An actual stick of dynamite?
Yeah. You throw the water. For them to blast up. Little Wile E. Coyote stick of dynamite, dude. It's also fairly common for the fishermen to get caught in the blast regardless of whether they're on or off land. For example, in 2025, 2 blast fishermen from the Philippines died after they leveled their home making ammonium nitrate bombs. Be a bummer, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
that would suck.
I thought about getting into pyrotechnics when I was younger, but I was too scared that I'd blow myself up.
Why?
Why?
Why would you think about getting into pyrotechnics?
Oh, for filmmaking. I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a.
Oh, you want to be? You so what you're saying though is you're like, I want to get into special effects.
Yeah, exactly. But I was too scared because like, oh, I'm gonna make a squib, and I was like, get black powder. It's like, and I'm just afraid that.
Oh, because it has to do a little pop.
Yeah. Which I mean, the small amount on you is not gonna cause harm, but it's just getting like the big gallon bucket of powder, and my ass would.
I know.
Over in Malaysia,
like
2 tourists and a local diving.
Just at your house, you just mixing all that together, and then you would just having a good time, doing your thing, and then boom, the entire house blows up. You die. Everyone else in there is dead. Yeah, like. That would be very rough. So, yeah, people who do that, it's kind of crazy.
Instructor were found dead surrounded by fish after a fisherman dropped bombs on them. After diving about 20 feet down, the trio was hit by a homemade bomb that damaged the nearby coral, broke their mask, and killed several fish. Their bodies were discovered when the boat driver returned to the area and saw their bodies along the massive amounts of sea foam. Nobody in the area heard any explosions, but the victims' autopsies confirmed that they had suffered from major internal injuries from a blast. Police would launch an investigation and arrest 2 fishermen in the connection with the murder. How crazy is that, actually? I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I've never
even thought about divers or just being like, oh, you're fishing and you don't know people are diving down there. Well, you know, I think that you would probably just assume that you would see their boat.
Yeah.
Or something, but even then, you never know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you don't know how far they've traveled.
Yeah, that's fucking horrifying.
Also, yeah, you can probably see their boat over there.
Can you imagine being like swimming?
Yeah.
And then you just see. Or just something. I mean, that'd be fucking wild, man.
Also, that doesn't sound like an instant death.
No, I think they probably got injured and drowned or something, which would it's just fucking horrifying.
Oh god, or like their ears are ruptured, their tank ruptured too.
Ooh. Brutal. What a fucking horrible way to die. My god. I like how they drove off too.
Yeah. You guys okay?
Yeah, you with your hamster. All right down there, buddy? There are all sorts of equipment you could choose to fish with, but some would rather just use their hands. Noodling is one of the most basic forms of fishing and requires the angler to stick their hands into holes along the riverbank, hoping a catfish bites on so they can pull them out. You ever see that? That's one that I feel like I could never do.
I could never do that either.
It freaks me out.
I feel like, yeah, they...
Sometimes it's referred to as tickling or hogging, and it's legal in 17 states, most of which are in the South, which I think that's like mostly where you can do this kind of stuff. It's like the mudfish, like catfish, all that kind of stuff. The hardest part of noodling is finding a hole to reach into. It's also the most dangerous part, as you never know what could be in the hole waiting to bite. One seasoned noodler described all the injuries he's seen over the years during an interview. And it's amazing that he still returns for more. It has come for people to break their fingers when the fish latches onto their hands. It's also come for people's hands to turn black and blue, or for their noses to be busted from the fish violently thrashing. In one instance, the man had to take his brother to the ER after a channel catfish impaled his arm with its dorsal fin. While reaching into holes, people have also been cut by straight underwater rebar and submerged barrels where fish live. Another big risk of noodling is drowning. People underestimate how strong currents as well as the catfish themselves can be. People have caught 80 to 100-pound catfish with their bare hands. During these outings, most noodlers have a spotter, because if the fish is big enough or if their hand gets stuck in the hole, they have to be pulled out of the water. You gotta go with your buddy. That's insane. 80 to 100-pound catfish? Fuck sakes, man. Strong motherfuckers doing that stuff. Can you, I mean, fuck.
Also, yeah, I was gonna say it's fighting shit. Yeah.
My God. We can go on all day about fish-related accidents, but fish aren't the only threat out on the boat. Fishing is a sport that can get people pretty worked up, which is why some of the biggest threats to a fisherman are the people around him. Recently, an unhinged video went viral in which an adult man from a lakefront property was furious to see a 14-year-old kid and his friend fishing in the lake. What started as threats of physical violence immediately escalated into the adult slapping the child before pushing him onto the ground and holding his head underwater for several seconds. Eventually, people stepped in and ripped them apart, which is just fucking insane. See, that's the kind of guy where I'm like, those kind, like when it's a adult man, it's first off, you're fishing. To not have the mental fortitude just to be like, you know what? They're not supposed to be here. I'm gonna like call somebody and get like to back off, but to escalate to violence like that, for me personally, but my opinion, Nick, can I say my opinion?
Say your opinion. You may.
People like that should have their legs broken.
Well, conveniently, the kid in the story had broken legs.
Well, that's why he couldn't fight back then, is what you're saying, yeah.
He was on crutches, and then, yeah, the guy went up to him, slapped him, threw him in the water. What's weird is that his friends didn't pull him off for, like, a good couple minutes, which I was like, the second they hit the water, I'd be trying to break it up.
I don't think, to me, that's not that crazy. You're you're young, you're shocked,
okay.
Whatever. Oh, well, I don't want him to hurt me.
Yeah.
Whatever. Granted, it's easy in hindsight to be like, if it was my boy, I'd help, whatever.
That's true.
But Nick, somebody slapping you around, I don't know, maybe I hide around a corner.
I'd snap. I'd go banana.
Yeah. Jump on his back. Yeah.
So I thought if I ever got into a fight, I would go straight for the kill. I wouldn't mess around. Get on the back, choke him out, bite his ear.
That's what you gotta do.
You got it. Yeah, I ain't messing around.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know how to do that though. Like me, I'm too fat and clumsy. There's no way it would happen. Try to go immediately trip. Fall to the ground. All right, we're good. Most people think of fishing as simply as a hobby, but that is far from the truth. Fishing is an entire lifestyle for some. One that can be extremely rewarding and almost therapeutic. If you're unsure about whether or not it's for you, start small. Grab a few beers and a couple buddies, and you just might understand why people are absolutely hooked on it. See what we did there? But no, seriously, if you haven't fished before, try it. It's fun. And also you do a thing with catch and release. You have to be like Nick. I don't know what the fuck. It's usually very easy to grab a fish and just do and throw it back out. I don't know what you're talking about. I think Nick is like sticking his whole hand in there and being like, that's weird fishy dead. It's a good time though. It's therapeutic. Also, it's an excuse to even if you don't even fish, get on a boat and just float on some water. I'm telling you, it's heaven. Literally just sit out there and float. Oh.
That's what we would do. We just go up to the lake and just.
I get seasick though, so that would be interesting. But yeah, W video, and Nick had